there's the sound of sirens there throughout Johnson County, as with Morgan County, that we're watching some severe weather pass through, including a tornado warning. And this video shows us the severe storm and its impact out in Greenwood, taken by Shane Jenkins, sharing that with us as viewers continue to pour in with what they're experiencing throughout central Indiana. Some of us just seeing a little bit of rain and others seeing some more severe impacts.
Brian and Kendall were on the air throughout that 9 o'clock hour, bringing people the warnings as that tornado warning made its way across the south side of Indianapolis. Certainly a lot of people hearing the sirens tonight. They sounded the horn at my son's baseball practice. They had to end their practice early. It was just that kind of night. Victory Field with the tarp out as well, Brian.
Yeah, lightning was one of the biggest threats here. Of course, with the kids out at the ballpark, you got this prolific amount of lightning, and that's often common when you have such high levels of humidity. No confirmation of a tornado. The radar did display at least a little bit of a brief rotation that started to tighten up and maybe spun right over Franklin. I've had a report of a tree down there. So there certainly has been some strong thunderstorm wind gusts, but that's what we were expecting. Some very heavy rainfall, and likely when you get some storms going in this kind of an environment, you're going to get some very heavy, strong wind gusts, damaging wind gusts. Tarp is out here at Victory Field. I was in communication with the folks at Victory Field tonight as that storm was approaching. They were still playing baseball through about 8:15, 8:30, but then the deluge showed up, and the heaviest rainfall in Indianapolis in 2 weeks has arrived, and we are still seeing a lot of the rain in the area, but it is much lighter in nature. The wind isn't as strong, and we've zapped a lot of the energy out of the atmosphere. Rain's still coming down here in Lawrence, but the lightning show off to the southeast continues. The rain in Indianapolis right now is much lighter. This represents a lighter brand of rain and is beginning to cut off back to our west. Where you see the yellow on the map, that's where some more heavy showers and thunderstorms are still ongoing and moving into an environment that has been untouched. That means there's still the potential here as you get out towards, say, Richmond, Rushville, Connorsville, Greensburg, that you're going to get a blinding rainfall with a heavy wind gust. No severe thunderstorm warnings have been issued, but I want to point to how these storms, these little lines have become with a little bit of a backward C. When that occurs, that means you're getting a push of some strong wind gusts, likely being pushed about by an evening now jet stream. And when those storms get pushed out, occasionally some of these begin to rotate, and that is exactly what we started to see on the radar. At least it displayed the potential for a tornado, the wrapping up of some winds there. And that's not completely uncommon when you get this kind of what we call a arcing band of thunderstorms develop. These would be a brief tornado if any occurred, but more likely than not, to be safe rather than sorry, those tornado warnings were issued for that portion of Morgan County and Johnson County. And then the storms start to rain themselves out. Often they'll collapse and produce a downdraft of wind, and that would be a microburst. So regardless, whether it's a tornado or not in this environment, you're going to get some very heavy winds. Did we get any damage reports? We'll check that momentarily. I want to show you the instability. If you joined me during the 4, 5, 6 o'clock newscast, their bright oranges and reds were really blanketing the map here. That meant this atmosphere was charged. Those conditions have come down. The instability isn't there. Still some in eastern Indiana, so I'm still very cautious about some of the heavy winds blowing into, say, Greensburg shortly. So some stronger 50-mile-an-hour winds are possible, but these are the storm reports today. They aren't as widespread. That may change when folks get out and assess. Had a 63-mile-per-hour wind gust here at Mount Comfort. Have the report now in Franklin, where a tree was toppled. We definitely saw the heavy wind that prompted the tornado warning pass right over Franklin. So no confirmation of a tornado there, but some pretty strong winds. Also some strong winds in portions of Morgan County and out towards Clay County. Rainfall is a big deal today because in Indianapolis, most of the afternoon I spent looking at numbers that suggested that this is the driest stretch of weather over the last 2 weeks for this time of the year in over 100 years. And look what we did in a half-hour time. We deposited nearly 1 inch of rain at the airport, blinding rainfall, and you can see the brighter oranges that represent the heavy rains just that fell today. Now when you look at the 3-day tallies, these areas that were so dry from Indianapolis and south received some rainfall. These areas out in western Indiana have accumulated 4 to 6 inches of rain, and a lot of that was coming down because of what happened back in Saturday night and on Sunday, and now into the early part of the week here, we've had some more torrential downpours. 70 degrees at Victory Field. The rain's still coming down, but much lighter. Wind out of the west-southwest at 6 miles per hour. Entering the evening, that's all we had for the month of June. So we picked up almost an inch of rain here just in a matter of a half hour. Meanwhile, up the road in Lafayette, they've already had 4.6 inches of rain. Been a strange spring. We had an 88-degree high temperature back on March the 22nd. We've now hit the 88-degree mark 2 times out of the last 3 days, and we're about ready to embark on 90. We've cooled back to 72, but it's still 82 in Columbus, and with the dew point at 75, it still feels like it's mid-July in Columbus with a heat index of 89 degrees. It was as high as 100 in Terre Haute, and we're not done with the heat and humidity. The dew points will remain high through tomorrow. Though the storm chances are dropping off, the humidity is not, and it's not going to change until we get into Friday morning. So high temperatures that are now in the 90s are beginning to migrate east. Where are our storms at? Well, this cluster of thunderstorms moves on, and tailing back here to the south and west, there's still some potential for some heavy rain and a few more storms overnight. And then as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, that storm chance lowers, and that allows the heat to really build. By Thursday, we're looking at a major heat risk. We're talking about a heat index that could exceed 100 degrees. Showers and thunderstorms are eastbound now for the evening, and overnight there may still be a stray shower or thunderstorm to start the day, but we're going to get into some drier conditions and hotter conditions for the next couple of afternoons. Big changes are about ready to unfold, and that's likely to occur here with 2 cold fronts in my 7-day forecast. So these scattered showers, gusty, severe thunderstorms, they're winding down. Still a lingering shower or storm overnight possible with a low right around 70 degrees. We'll hit 90 tomorrow. Still keep a chance for a thunderstorm going, but very widely scattered Wednesday and Thursday. Heat indices could top 100 degrees the next 2 afternoons or exceed them. But refreshing breezes blow Friday as a front passes, and a second cold front passes Sunday that could deliver a real knockout blow and an exceptionally mild brand of air middle of next week.